What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 with our Japanese Iron Man playthrough. We have three fronts on the Chinese. We have the northern front, the eastern front, and the southern front with just our Marines. Now, basically, we're obviously winning, but once we take Nanjing, we are definitely going to be unstoppable. All I really need is a surplus of artillery, and then we are going to be good to go. All future factories are going to be going to artillery, and I suppose all of our next bonuses will go into artillery as well. It's 1938, so that means we can actually produce artillery level 2. And it would make things a heck of a lot easier. But as soon as we get the Grand Assault, we will get more breakthrough and better soft attack without actually doing anything. And potentially upgrading our Mountaineers might not be such a bad idea either. Can I do that in 1938? I need to be 1939, so I'm a year ahead of schedule. But we would get more breakthrough and, excuse me, I think all we would really get is organization. And probably other things. And better soft attack. So they would definitely be a lot stronger. Though our biggest issue right now is they're taking attrition. But if we could take Nanjing, everything would be fine. All 14 of you need to move here. No, like now. And I guess you can move in as well. We're attacking from two different angles. It says it's going to take 14 days. Can we take two of these units and assault there? Blocking them off. I have no idea if this is going to work. Might as well send in another unit, and I guess let's take all 9 of these guys, split you in half, and send everybody in as well. It says it's only going to take 12 days, but it doesn't really feel like it. It feels like it's going to be a lot longer. Okay, we are pushing as much as we can, though it seems to have stopped from time to time. Can you move here? Probably not. Fighting into the forest, not really the best idea. Okay, well, we're not necessarily at a stalemate. Obviously, we're pushing. We have more production than they do. Eventually, they're going to run out of equipment. And obviously, we're making strides. We're making gains. We're doing well. Let's move you two in. You two in that way. Nanjing should fall any day now. Since it's going to take 10 days. You know what? I hate to do this, but we are going to finally take all of our units here. Can you get away? All of our armor divisions are going to be moved on over to China. I'm going to move you into South Korea. Indian National Congress triumphs in provincial elections. Do votes really change anything? And then we have the Anschluss of Austria. After a successful coup d'etat by the local Nazi party in Vienna, German troops have crossed the Austrian border and taken control of the country. No fighting has been reported, and the German soldiers were greeted by cheering crowds in the cities. In a speech before a massive crowd on the Hellenplatz in Vienna, Hitler announced the Anschluss of Austria, annexing the country into Germany. As you can see, Austria no longer exists. The oldest province of the German people shall be, from this point on, the newest bastion of the German Reich. So obviously Germany is flexing its muscles. They have re-militarized the Rhineland. They've gained all of the provinces in Austria, meaning they've gotten all of their resources, all of their population, all of their factories, and especially all of their armies as well. So they are growing stronger and stronger. I see a lot of green dots, so that means we are winning. Looks like we've taken the city as well, which is what we needed. I would absolutely like this naval base because it is a level 5, but I don't think we have the forces to take it over. Everybody is still pushing on in. I want these 2 units to push from this side, and all we need to do is take Nanjing. They only have 1 unit left, so it's pretty much over for them. We have some research slots available. Let's finally get our better artillery. Now we have more soft attack in general. No national focus, air base expansion to better support, it should be our army. The Air Force requires larger air bases. 2 air bases all over. Essentially all that means is we're not getting more production. We just have the ability to house them in, a lot of areas. Nanjing is about to fall. All of these red skulls will probably go away. The fall of Nanjing. A lot of them went away just then. But like I said, the entire goal isn't to push across the river, and I hope they do not. They aren't on any type of aggressive battle plan or anything like that. I wonder, we currently have quite a bit of damaged infrastructure, and I'm wondering if there's really anything else they can do. Other than that, all we really need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoops, I lied. We're going to need about 11 more factories, and we are producing 3, 6, 9, 10. Wow, I counted wrong. 4, we have 8. And all I really need is 3 more military factories. And then, I'm happy we're winning the war, but my number one priority is to build up our industry. And that's probably going to be our biggest issue. Let's take Ningbo because we absolutely need more supplies. Grand Assault has been unlocked. We now have more breakthrough and soft attack. I don't really have too much armor. I lack the resources for it. So let's go into infiltration. The offensive spirit of the infantry is the decisive element of winning battles. Our infantry must lead the way. So we're going to get a heck of a lot of breakthrough, more organization, which is health, and this very powerful new tactic. It's only 96 days as well. Can we take this area? I believe we can. They've run in just in time. And we've gained yet more supply. Can we cross the river? Probably not, but we're going to try our best. I don't know. We might win this. Do we finally have a surplus of artillery? Not yet. And we don't have a surplus of support equipment. We are losing anything and everything. But we're definitely making strides. And part of me, like I said, I want to continue moving on, but I don't think that's our best option. All of our Marines are doing well. We would do very, very well if I had the ability to grab some additional field hospitals. Then all of these units would not lose any experience. They went from green all the way up to trained and then regular. Eventually, a unit like... Nope, we have no units that are getting close to elites or veterans. More unassigned divisions. It's always the same country. I wish I didn't have to control this guy, but it's obviously a puppet. All of you will come here, join this front line, and eventually, yeah, they've got the same offensive line as well, though it's just going to be a little bit of a challenge. Now I wonder, everybody has seemed to have stopped pushing. Can I, this is probably going to be very stupid, but do something like this. Now, all of these units are going to make their way down. They still have the same offensive line. I just want to push to the river. And then I could even take the Marines and start seizing up these provinces. Yeah, see, this is the only thing I really didn't want. Our Marines are pushing when they shouldn't be. They pushed across the river. The only 2 that I wanted to move across were these. Now, don't get me wrong. We're taking land. We're doing fine. We pushed across the river, but now it's going to be a little bit harder to, defend. I have a heck of a lot of army experience and nothing to spend it on. All future resources, I suppose, will go into infantry equipment. And then I suppose maybe making a few more. All of our repairs are free, so they don't need to be spending any type of, factories on them. And actually, speaking of factories, I absolutely need to change my economy law to a war economy. It's not going to be that much better, but all we're going to do is this consumer goods number will go down, probably from 13 to 9. But you know what? It's 4 extra factories, which could be used for other things or trading. Now, the idea, though, is we also have all of these military factories will get constructed just a little bit faster. Looks like we're pushing to the line. We are doing very, very well. They have some tanks. Was not expecting that. But then again, we have quite a bit of, infantry equipment. We have quite a bit of artillery. Air base expansion has been unlocked. What can we unlock now? I suppose I definitely don't care for it. But let's get Navy primacy. We're going to get some experience and some naval dockyards. Well, despite us winning on pretty much every front, it's a little hard to continue pushing. Can all of these units just push in to Nanchang? It looks like we're doing well. And here we are. Let us get our war economy. Now have better military factory construction and more consumer goods because there's less of a reduction. Going from, I believe, 4 to 10. Wow. Or better yet, 13 to 9. So I guess we did get everything we thought we would. And we've taken Nanchang. Let us begin once again to create a new offensive line. This is going to be very, very tough, but I think we can make it happen. Something like this. And now we only have 48 units, so we can't go too far. I'll probably do something along the lines like that. And then obviously meeting up with our Marines would be our best option. Now obviously, all 48 of you have a plan. They haven't been activated yet because we do want to build up our planning and preparation. So while we wait, we finally have a positive amount of infantry equipment. I finally have positive artillery. My number one goal would probably be to get field hospitals. I just don't have the support equipment for it. And I don't have, you know, even if I got resources, I just couldn't be producing it. You know what? I could do that. And see how, I don't know, we'll see how things change. But then again, maybe the artillery would probably be our best option. Yeah, let's do that first. Let's get our artillery. And then obviously we can get level 2 artillery sometime soon. What are we waiting on? We're getting interwar artillery. It's not 1939, still 1938. Let's get the field hospital because we never got it yet. We are currently working on infiltration. I would like to improve my sortie efficiency, my carriers, but they're really not needed. Ah, yes, we are finally going to need the fighter. 88 days. Can't believe we don't have that yet. And actually, better tanks would be nice as well. But I just need a better economy. That's one of my biggest issues. But I do need to win the war before we can focus on our economy. We have some resistance to occupation, which now means we probably lack the equipment. Do we even have military police? No. All of our cavalry units will eventually become military police because obviously cavalry units are very, very weak in combat, but they are very mobile. You know what? We obviously need to research military police, and obviously military police will require support equipment, which means we are going to have less for all of our additional, mountaineers. So that means we can't really have our field hospitals, which is what we absolutely need. Looks like this guy is now level 5, almost level 6. I wonder, this guy went from level 5 to level 8, and he became a ranger, better attack in the forest, and a hill fighter, better attack inside the hills. So, it looks like we finally have activated this plan. A lot of these guys had, a lot of preparation, but some did not. And actually, it looks like we finally have some seasoned troops. Oh, they went away, because we don't have field hospitals. Those need to change. Anything that we can do, not much. Taking more and more land. I wonder how far. China is almost capitulated. I think all we need to do is get to Chongqing, and then we are going to be good to go. Looks like we finally reached our line. All 24 of you will get a new offensive line. Probably something like that. I have no idea if this will work, but we can certainly try. And, actually not going to declare yet, because we want to grab as much preparation as we can, and then that means we can cross rivers faster, more efficiently, because we will do more damage. Looks like we have been pushed back just a little bit. Yikes! Are we cut off? I really hope we aren't cut off, because this would be the worst thing that could happen. I definitely need my tanks here, like, today. And eventually, you know, they are going to take quite some time. Infantry offensive has been unlocked, gaining even more breakthrough, organization, and the infiltration assault. Now, even though we don't really have organizations or recovery rates, or tanks, we are still going to have to unlock that to continue on to better and better land doctrines. Everybody is pushing, everybody's doing well. We still have a surplus of infantry equipment, we have a surplus of artillery, and actually we paused the game by accident. I'm very concerned. We now have 3 military factories. I don't know what to spend them on. I suppose support equipment, because artillery is completed, support equipment, and then infantry equipment. And then I guess we are going to be good to go. So all we need is 3 plus 6. So we need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. All of these will go to the bottom, and once we have all of these military factories completed, we are finally going to switch on over to infrastructure, and, to industry, and try to build up, I guess, probably around 30, because we are going to need quite a few of those. And I do want to continue researching, but, the better artillery would be useful. It'd actually be very useful, but we can't get it until 1939, and 1939 means better infantry equipment, better artillery, and quite a bit of industry. So 1939 is going to be a big year. All of our armored divisions have finally reached. Yikes, we are about to dive in here to a forest. I don't know how well this is going to work, but nevertheless, we can still try. I want as much organization as we can get our hands on, and it looks like we lack infrastructure. I don't like that. Alright, let us continue our push. Navy primacy has been unlocked, which now means we have more dockyards. Let us unlock now Army motorization. We're not going to really use this, but you know what? I don't even need it. Let's actually get naval innovations. We can get heavy cruisers and light cruisers for a heck of a lot cheaper. China is getting closer and closer to capitulation. We are now 67% of the way there. You need to push on through. You need to be pushing along the coast. And we're doing well. I don't think there's really anything they can do to stop us. This marine is being pushed across. And it would be funny to continue this push that way. And then I guess this unit would die because he has run out of supply. Like I said, I want the better artillery, but we're nowhere really near it. It's 1938. I suppose we'll get the next radar dish. Even though we have no real need for it. All of our units are still pushing through. We have more artillery, so I'm wondering, should I change these units? Finally give them an artillery. I think I will. Did we run out yet? Yes, we did. Negative 127, but it should only last for about 9 days. So all of these units can now actually activate their plan because they very few had full preparation. But nevertheless, with all of our new artillery, that probably hasn't even arrived yet, I think we're going to be fine. Now, we estimate that the battle should be over sometime soon, and my entire goal is to run across the coastline and secure as much as we can. Once again, we have 3 military factories because we have captured more. I don't really want to produce any more than I need. So let us finally begin producing some civilian factories. I want 15, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And all of these can be moved to the bottom. And basically, yeah, we are going to be owning China very, very soon. I just hope it works out in our favor. All we need to do is take their capital, which seems to be going very slowly. We have a lot of infantry equipment. I don't think I'm going to be adding more and more units to our actual, more mountaineers to our division templates. It doesn't necessarily seem needed. The only thing that I would really want would be the field hospitals. But we don't seem to have it. Okay, we are now doing better and better. We had 67% towards capitulation, and now we have 69%, so not that much better. You need to move here, you need to move there. You are taking attrition, you need to go here while you move here. Everybody is doing very, very well. Everybody is moving in. Once again, we have 3 military factories, so I guess we'll get some interwar fighters. We'll get more carrier naval bombers, because that seems to be the only time we're using them. This has been an absolute slugfest here in China. But we're gaining ground, and that's all that matters. You know, I wonder, this is probably the biggest mistake of my life, but we're going to just rush the capital. You know what? We're going to rush the capital. I have no idea if it's going to work, but we do have some speed. I highly doubt there's really any real units there. And if I can end this war early, I would absolutely love to do that. We have 80% towards capitulation. This is worth 20 victory points. I don't know what else we'll have to take. There is a city somewhere here, which we just took. And there's probably some more cities in this area, which I don't seem to see. There's one. Let's take that. Computing machine has been unlocked. We are getting closer and closer to our goal. I just hope we don't get cut off, which could very easily happen. Are we really going to take the capital? Okay, what can we unlock? Did we ever get our new fighter? Yes, we did, but we need the carrier version. And we already have the new carrier version of the naval bomber. Heavy fighters would be useful because they have more range, but I don't think we're going to worry about it. It's not 1939. Let us unlock a military police because we haven't really gotten it yet, and we should be good to go. Can we end the war by taking this province? I really hope so. Doesn't look like it's going to be possible. Here is our fighter. And then I am going to actually produce another fighter. These are going to be our actual carrier fighters, which we don't have yet. Okay, we didn't end the war like I hoped. All we got to do is take one small town, probably this one. Where can we push? I don't know. I don't even see any, like, super small towns other than this one. 10 victory points. Can we cross the river and make it in time? Once we arrive, the match should be over. I hope we don't get cut off. It seems very viable. When will you arrive? Less than a day. Can we cross the river and into this province? It would mean the end of the war. And actually, I have enough to be yet for another upgrade. Don't necessarily... Actually, I think I am going to do... I hate to do this now, but I'm going to do a closed economy because after our war, we are going to run out of resources. And obviously, we did lose a little bit of bonuses. Are we still trading? Let's stop trading. I do need the aluminum, so we will keep that. And I don't really need oil. So after the war, the reason why I did that is we're not going to be in a war for maybe another year. So while we focus on rebuilding our economy, we are also going to be building up whatever we can. China has finally capitulated, which now means we can create a brand new offensive line. Actually, delete everything. And create an offensive line and just remove this communist Chinese threat. Activate when you are prepped and ready to go. All of these units should just die from attrition. And actually, it looks like it's now over. Let us pass because no other unit is here. No other country is here. The reason why I did that is you can't take everything at once, which is very sad. Let's end our turn. We now own all of China. Do we have enough to take all of our states? Yes, we do because we passed. All of China and the People's Republic of China is now mine. So I would even argue that we're doing very, very well. Let us create a new garrison in the southern border. And all 24 of you, I suppose, will create a front line against Free France. All 5 of you are doing well. We have free military factories once again. I suppose we are going to be building some actual naval bombers, which I don't see. We're going to need a lot of those. So, how many do we have? We have 3 extra. Let's get 5 and 5. We'll do something like this, except we need naval bombers more than we need actual fighters. Unread naval battles, victory after victory. Everybody is doing well. We have a lot of free dockyards, but unfortunately we lack oil, we lack rubber, and we lack aluminum. But nevertheless, our number 1 priority is to build up all of our... we obviously need to repair everything we can, and we obviously need to build up our industry. The 4th International has been unlocked. Basically, there is an international regarding, communism in general inside France. No divisions in basic training, which is fine. We have free dockyards. That is fine. All I really need to do is build up my industry, which is probably going to happen very soon. I believe in September, the 1st of January in 1939, we are going to be prepped and ready to go. I also definitely need to upgrade my naval invasion capacity, which will probably be in about a year. It's going to take 421 days to get a new landing craft. France and Britain have announced an alliance. World War II is brewing. Before I lean towards the Axis, actually, let's do it now. We have many interests and values in common with New Germany, which is building a power base in Europe. Joining them as allies would give us a powerful friend, distant enough not to rival our rule of Asia. So the idea is we are scared of the Soviet Union, and hopefully they can assist us. The Munich Agreement has happened, which now means the Sudetenland has been ceded to Germany as well. They are continuing to flex their muscles, but they are trying to prevent war in Europe. Hungary renounces the Treaty of Trianon. Okay, well, all of our units are basically being moved. We are accumulating infantry equipment. We definitely need some light tanks. But here are the armored operations. I suppose let's continue on to infiltration assault, giving supply consumption minus 10%. Not bad at all. Man, my only real goal is I just need as many civilian factories as I can get my hands on. And it looks like I do need quite a bit of aluminum. I have negative 44. Could I get more? I could get more from the German Reich. But what would I use it for? Probably planes, obviously. You know what? I hate to say this, but I think we're going to do that. I now have negative 15. Might as well take all of them, at least for now. Building up whatever we can. We don't really want to spend resources on oil and rubber. We definitely have a lot of steel and chromium. Oh, I keep pausing for some reason. And I guess I would like to, because I have so much steel, I don't have oil, but I have chromium. I would love to get my hands on another carrier. Level 2 carrier. It's going to take a while. 57.83 years. Oh my god. I could easily just get synthetic refineries as well, but the goal is, well, they don't really have any oil for me either. All of the oil is here inside the East Indies. You know, 18 oil, 24 oil, 10 oil. All of that would be very useful. But all of Vietnam will be mine in time. We are going to demand it from France. But unfortunately, I don't think World War II has even started. Yeah, Germany has not declared war on Poland. So therefore, all we really need to do, at least for now, is just build up our civilian factories. And obviously build up our air force as much as we can. And probably build better carriers and more carriers. Though we need oil to make that happen, which is a little saddening. Now I wonder, should I build some synthetic refineries? It would be nice for our fighter production. I could obviously trade for it, but I don't think I want to do that. I think you get about 7 oil per synthetic refinery. So we would need about 6, which is very expensive. And you know, then we can get our carriers up and running, which is probably our biggest goal. The end of the Spanish Civil War is among us. Did Nationalist Spain win? Yes, they did. So we now have a new ally in Europe who is, you know, fascist. So therefore, the Axis is doing very well, at least for now. Now, as far as I know, nobody is actually taking attrition. You know what I am going to need? I am going to need more and more Marines. And all of these Marines, we are only going to produce 1 of each. And what we're going to do is we're going to edit them. We're going to add recon companies, logistics companies. We're going to add an entire additional group of Marines. and we are going to add artillery. Now, the reason why I say that is I want them to be as strong as possible, so that way, if we do actually go through with some naval invasions, which is obviously going to happen, we are going to be able to hit the ground running. So without further ado, I think I am going to unfortunately go ahead and end this episode. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you in our next adventure.